I'm just gonna do a video on the XR. I'm heading home from Brooklyn. I'm gonna try to let you guys hear the sound the chain makes. You gotta, on these bikes, you really have to be careful to maintain the proper chain slack. You want to have chain slack on these bikes because I've talked to some other riders and of the XR. They clued me in on that. That because this bike, the chain runs along the chain sliders, and there's a chain slider at the bottom and a chain on the swing arm. But the swing arm goes up and down. This bike has a lot of travel. So if you over tighten that chain, you'll destroy your sprocket and your shaft, your drive shaft. So you really have to be careful of that. But what I'm gonna do is like drive on the bridge now to Manhattan Bridge, and on the Manhattan Bridge, hopefully, now I got these Kenda K270s on here. They're kind of noisy, so probably not gonna hear the chain noise, but these bikes have noisy chains, and one thing that another rider clued me into on these, just from commenters and stuff, was that I was thinking that, like my KLR, when I hear chain noise, I'm thinking, oh, I gotta tighten my chain up. But on this bike, you have to be careful with that, because this bike does not have a push drive, so you need some slack on that chain. You don't want it super tight. Not that you want to make a KLR chain really tight either. I mean, a KLR needs slack on it too. But some bikes, you would want to have a tight chain. Like I used to have a Yamaha FC8. You don't want that chain bouncing around on you. It's a sport bike, But this bike has so much travel on it. It's my first XR too. Well, I was hoping you guys could hear the chain noise, but these Kenda K270s, they're so noisy. Well, you can hear a little bit there, but there's no way over the GoPro you'd be able to tell that some of that noise is chain noise, I mean, of course, you shouldn't have a chain like knocking around. That's something else. But there's a little bit of drive chain noise, when you go next to something. You're driving next to like a wall or something. Maybe I can get up next to this wall. Oh yeah, you can hear a little bit of chain noise. Like it's not like ridiculous, but you hear like the chain. It's going on the chain sliders. It's got a little bit of noise. It's not crazy. Obviously, if you've been riding bikes for a while, you know what the difference is. But you need chain slack on this bike. And over tightening the chain on the XR would be a disaster. You definitely do not want to over tighten the chain on this bike. And that's something that I have not learned the hard way. It's just listening to other riders. Like other riders have told me, listen, dude, whatever you do, like a lot of commenters, on the XR, they're like, whatever you do not over tighten that chain, because you're gonna have problems with that. Now I've inspected my sprocket, the front sprocket, to make sure everything's okay. Didn't see anything janked up or loose, so I left it alone. I got 11,000 miles on this. I'm due for a chain and sprocket. I got to do everything, but I'm not going to do it yet. I'm getting a little time. Before I do that. Oh, that was a noisy manhole. Yeah, so I'm due for, you know, this bike is a little rougher on chains and sprockets because you got no push drive. So it kind of janks on the chain a little bit. Slightly anyway. I mean, I'm not like doing wheelies on this thing. I'm using it for work. Not that there's anything wrong with that, you know. I'm not looking forward to I'm not doing wheelies or burn out, you know, whole shots and stuff with this bike, but you know, I have fun with it running around the city. But I use it mainly for work. You know, the bike earns me money. You know, I got a bunch of shit on the back now. Like I just came from doing a card access system in Brooklyn, so I need to keep the bike healthy. You know, it's my money maker. Yeah, this bike, you know, earns me money, so I have to take care of it. Yeah, these K27s are really loud. You know, I thought there was something wrong with them, or they're so loud, but they're totally fine. But they have a hum to them, where they just hum along. They hum along, they do their thing, but they are a bit noisy. I mean, you probably can hear it from the video. They got like a hum to them. It's kind of annoying, but believe it or not, they actually have decent traction. You can hear that. It's terrible. I mean, it drives me nuts, but the thing is, I've had a couple like emergency stops with these tires, and they're really good. I would not use a Kenda K270 on the front. It's just too noisy. I use a Kenda K761 on the front and K270 on the rear, because it just, you know, on this bike, you know, you want a rear tire with a little bite to it, and it seems to work perfect. It's got the grip that you need on this bike, because if you run anything remotely slick on the XR, it's not good. You don't want any kind of slick tires on the rear on this bike, because it just burns through it. You need something with a lot of meat to it. So that it takes a little bit to wear down.